Sunday worship is never commanded in the Bible. Sabbath is what if everything you were taught about Sunday worship was a lie? What if the day most of the world gathers to worship God has no command, no blessing, and no authority from God? Brace yourself. Sunday worship is never commanded in the Bible, not once, not by God, not by Jesus, not by the apostles, but the seventh-day Sabbath. It is commanded over and over again. Truth versus tradition. We live in an age where tradition reigns and truth is buried. Millions gather on Sunday believing it's the Lord's day. But let's confront that belief, not with feelings, but with Scripture. Because when your soul is on the line, tradition won't save you. Only truth will. The seventh day, commanded by God. Exodus 20:8-10. The fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Who made that law? God did. With his own finger. Not Moses, not man, not a council. He didn't say, pick a day. He didn't say, worship whenever you feel led. He said, the seventh day is mine. Keep it holy. And guess what? That law was never abolished. Jesus said in Matthew 5:17, think not that I am come to destroy the law. Paul said in Romans 3:31, do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. Sunday in the Bible? Silence. Let's now examine every verse in the Bible that commands Sunday worship. Are you ready? There are none. Zero. Not one verse tells us to rest on the first day. Not one verse says Jesus changed the Sabbath. Not one verse says the apostles met on Sunday in obedience to a new command. Yes, they gathered on the first day of the week in Acts 27 and 1 Corinthians 16:2. But neither of those texts commands Sunday worship. One was a farewell meal, the other was a work day for collecting offerings. These are descriptive, not prescriptive. Meanwhile, the Sabbath is commanded hundreds of times from Genesis to Revelation. Even in the end times. In Revelation 14:12, God describes his end-time people. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Which commandments? The 10 commandments, including the Sabbath. And Isaiah 66:23 says, from one Sabbath to another shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. That's not just for Jews. That's all flesh, in the new earth. If Sunday worship was God's true day, wouldn't we see even one clear verse commanding it? But we don't, because it was never God's command. It was man's. The Sunday switch, man's law. The Catholic Church openly admits they changed the Sabbath. The Church, after changing the day of rest from the Jewish Sabbath to Sunday, made the third commandment refer to Sunday. The Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine. So who do you follow? God's command or Rome's tradition? The final call to truth. To pastors who preach Sunday, show us the command. To imams and skeptics who scoff at Sabbath, explain why God's holy day is eternal, from Eden to new earth. To every soul seeking truth, don't follow the crowd, follow Christ. He kept the Sabbath. He never commanded Sunday, and he warned, in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Matthew 15:9. You've been warned. Sunday worship is never commanded in Scripture, but the seventh-day Sabbath, it still stands, and it always will.